In the middle of Lagos, Nigeria, where cars honked and people bustled through the streets like flowing water, lived a young woman named Anna. Every morning, she set up her fruit and snack stall beside a busy roundabout. Her table was always bright with colors: ripe bananas, juicy pineapples, roasted ground nuts, chin-chin in clear bags, and cold sachets of water. Customers came and went, many too busy to say more than a quick thank you as they rushed to work or school. To most people, Anna was just another street vendor trying to survive. They saw her small kiosk and thought nothing more, but behind her quiet eyes and steady hands was a mind filled with dreams and code. By night, Anna became someone else. After closing her stall and packing her items into an old wooden box, she walked to a nearby café that offered free Wi-Fi. She had no computer of her own, so she borrowed an old laptop from a neighbor in exchange for free fruit. With this, she taught herself how to code using free online courses. She was fascinated by technology and how it solved real problems. She didn't just learn for fun. She had a plan. Every day at her stall, she watched market traders struggle with digital payments. Many had no bank accounts, some couldn't read complicated apps, some feared being scammed. Anna knew there had to be a better way. So she began building her own mobile application, simple, safe, and designed for the ordinary Nigerian vendor. She called it Okekipay, named after her late father, who had also been a trader. The app lets users track daily sales, receive mobile payments, and manage small savings. It worked even on low-end phones and could switch between English, Pidgin, and local languages. For 2 years, Anna kept building and testing, using herself as the first user. She took notes on what worked and what didn't. When she wasn't selling fruit, she was reading tech blogs, watching tutorials, and improving her code. She told no one her secret. One hot Thursday afternoon, something happened that changed her life. A man named Charles, visiting from Abuja for a tech summit, stopped by her stall. He was dressed simply but carried the quiet air of someone used to making decisions. He bought a bottle of water and watched Anna neatly scan a QR code with her old smartphone. Curious, he asked where she got the payment app. Anna told him it was hers. She didn't brag, she just explained how it worked, how it helped people like her, and how she wanted to make life easier for traders who had been ignored by the big banks. Charles was impressed. He had seen many apps in his work, slick, expensive, and often disconnected from real problems. But here was a young woman who had built something from the ground up, not to impress anyone, but to solve a problem she knew deeply. He invited her to pitch her idea at the local summit happening that weekend. Anna hesitated. She had no business card, no team, no fancy presentation, just her old laptop and her knowledge, but she agreed. For the next 2 days, she worked harder than ever. She cleaned up her code, created simple slides, and prepared her pitch in a quiet corner of the cafe. When the day came, she wore her cleanest clothes and tied her hair back in a neat scarf. She stood among university graduates, foreign investors, and tech enthusiasts, her heart pounding but her mind sharp. When it was her turn, she spoke calmly and clearly. She explained how traders operated, how they lost money due to bad records, and how they feared technology they didn't understand. She showed how Okekipay worked, how it needed little data, and how even her grandmother could use it. The room fell silent. Then came applause. Several investors approached her afterward. They offered money, support, and mentorship. She chose Charles's firm. He had believed in her from the beginning, and his team respected her vision. In just 6 months, Anna's life changed. She registered her business, hired 2 young developers from a nearby university, and moved into a small office. But she kept her kiosk running, run now by a cousin she trusted. She said the fruit stand was her foundation and she would never forget it. The app grew fast. Market women, bus drivers, tailors and barbers all began using it. Word spread from Lagos to Ibadan, then to Port Harcourt and beyond. Anna became known as the vendor who built an empire from the street. But success brought pressure. Some investors suggested she remove the free version and charge monthly fees. They said it was time to monetize the app. Others told her to rebrand, change the name to something modern and more global. Anna listened carefully, but deep inside, she knew what she had built and why. She had not created OCakePay to become rich. She had created it to help people like herself. She made a decision. She would keep the free version forever. She would offer premium features to big stores and supermarkets, but the core app would stay free for small traders. Instead of raising prices, she created a give-back system, letting successful users voluntarily donate a small amount to keep the platform running. Many did. She also refused to change the name. She said, "My father never went to school, but he taught me dignity and strength. His name stays." Years later, Anna's company became one of the most respected tech startups in Africa. She partnered with local banks to offer microloans to vendors, built training centers to teach digital skills, and returned to the same café where she had once borrowed Wi-Fi to sponsor young coders. But she never stopped visiting her old stall, which had become a symbol of humble beginnings. Children took photos there, and aspiring entrepreneurs gathered to hear her story. Moral of the story. As Anna's journey unfolded, it became clear that success does not require abandoning your values. The more she stayed true to her roots, the stronger her impact became. She faced choices that could have made her rich faster, but she chose what was right over what was easy. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What did you learn from this story? Which part touched you the most? Share your reflections in the comments below. I'll be reading every single one. There's another powerful story coming your way in just a few days, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you're the first to know when it drops. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.